In my opinion, like, hair is so much more of an emotional journey than people actually think that it is. So some days I'm feeling good about my hair, I'm feeling like, I'm feeling you, girl, I'm feeling you. And then some days I'm like, you know, you log on to Instagram and everybody's baby hair is just slicked down. We have these lace fronts great, and I be like, nobody's lace front. Nobody's asking for a closure with like these raccoon strips. So I'm about to go and set up in my office because we are about to talk about this hair. Y'all want to talk about hair? And if y'all notice, we're looking puffy and frizzy because I got rained on today. The truth is, I'm not really sure about the gray hair. I felt two different ways about it. Some days I'm super confident about it, and other days I really want to color my hair. I don't know if this is really the best video to truly talk about my hair because I was rained on today. So you're gonna see two different types of textures. This is where most of the gray is. I guess, you know what, for the sake of this video, let's do this. I'm just zhuzhing in the middle of this video. This is just a prime example of how, you know, hair is just not going to be perfect every day. All right, so I'm gonna put this up because I just feel like it's distracting me at this point. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 1. So today I'm gonna be talking about hair. I'm gonna actually be talking about my gray hair, like what's actually going on with this hair. So if you're interested in hearing about my hair, then definitely stay tuned. So I wonder why more women don't actually wear their hair. Babe, why do you think more women don't actually wear their gray hair out?
Society says they associate gray hair with being older.
Mm-hmm.
And for men, society doesn't see men as older, they say it's as mature. So I think a lot of it is the perception that women have as a man. I personally think the gray hair looks nice.
You think it looks nice?
Yeah, and so to flip it, just like women like men who have gray in their beard, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think gray is that you're old. It's different. So like yours are streaky. It's different, right? And you thought it was just me, but every person that you run across, well, not every person, but the vast majority of people said what?
That they like it, but it's been more men, I think, than anything. Like women tend to be the biggest critique of it.
Because they're thinking, what? Oh, you're looking old, but
yeah,
it shouldn't. If anything, it should be what women think. As the opposite sex, you're like, well, if men don't think it's a problem, why do women think it's a problem?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, for me, you know, I have to find myself attractive when I look at myself in the mirror. But, you know, it's definitely not for everybody.
But will you agree, when you see a person with a head full of silver or gray, it kind of sticks out at you. It looks different, right?
Yeah, but is it different in a good way or different in a bad way?
No, I think it's good. I think it's good it's different in a good way. It's a different look, right? If everyone looks like this and then someone looks like that, I'm like, oh, they look a little different. It's distinguished. Like, and again, take men. Women's like, oh, I like a man with a salt and pepper, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. And again, it's okay to be older because we are older.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if you were 22, that would be a little different, but you know, you're not 22, so.
Well, you guys heard it from a man. I mean, we all want to maintain our youth. You know, it's why people use serums and anti-wrinkle creams and Botox. The part of me that is not going to color my hair is the same person that decided 2006 to go natural. Back when, you know, relaxers, that was like the thing, man. Like relaxing your hair, dyeing your hair to look like Olivia or like Sierra at the time. Like that was the it look. And I remember going natural and people asking me like, was I going to relax my roots? Because like having puffy natural hair, you know, in the mid 2000s just wasn't the look. I'm not purposely trying to set a trend, so I do think that you will begin to see more women embracing their gray hair. I've noticed with the pandemic, there have been a lot more people growing their roots out. I don't think people initially intended on growing their gray hair out when this pandemic started. I think people were just itching and waiting for the salons to open up. But when I went and got my hair cut recently, the lady who cut my hair said that she was actually surprised that a lot of people left their hair alone. And she had a lot more clients that were actually leaving their gray alone. They were allowing it to grow out. And I think now we kind of live in a society where you have a lot of people wearing hoodies and yoga pants, including women. Back in the day, women were very, very put together. You know, they wore pin curlers to bed, and their husbands wouldn't even see them without makeup on. Today, we are a lot more casual with our look. Of course, we like to dress up and we like to go out and we like to look nice, but I don't think there's another time in history like today that sets the stage for a new transition, a new trend, which in my opinion will be more people actually growing their gray hair out. This video is sort of a compilation of my uncertainty with how I'm feeling about my gray hair, to serve as an example to anyone else that's kind of in this place where they're finding themselves post-pandemic with a good year worth of new growth and they haven't decided whether they're gonna color their hair or not. I really believe this about life in general, that whatever you do it well, and just know why you're doing what you're doing. You know, in my opinion, a lot of people make decisions in life based on insecurities. They don't really make the decisions based on truly what they desire. So, you know, one of the things that I put on my vision board last year was to be comfortable in my own skin, to be comfortable with my lines. And I'm 40 years old. There are parts of me that are starting to wrinkle and things that I'm noticing that just looked a little bit more youthful 5 to 10 years ago. And I just want to be confident in that. You know, I've always seen myself as a woman who I imagine when I'm in my 60s and 70s will quote unquote still be sexy. You know, I still want to be sexy, but I think it's time for us to be open to a new idea of what sexy is. So this video is only meant to make you think about why the decision that you're gonna make to color your hair. Is it because you feel unattractive when you have gray hair, or is it because you feel like you're gonna look old? A lot of women really think that gray hair makes them look old. That, in my opinion, what makes you look old is how you take care of yourself. It's been many years since I've said it, but in the past, I've said many times before in my hair videos that, in my opinion, women change their hair when they're going through something. It's really easy to manipulate your hair through color, through dye, through the scissors, through a cut, and so-called give yourself a fresh look, especially when you're going through something and you want to try and reinvent yourself. But a lot of times when those emotions subside, a lot of women find themselves having regret for the changes that they've made to their hair, especially once you're an adult, because, you know, you're in that stage of life where you're trying to attract a mate. I notice like women can be a lot more critical about our aesthetic sometimes than men. And I think sometimes women actually think that there are certain things about us that make us attractive, that they're attractive to us, but they're not necessarily attractive to men. And I don't really want to make this about what is attractive to men, because I'm not a man, number one. And number two, I do believe beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I'm a strong believer that even though men are similar in a lot of ways, they're very different. And what is attractive and sexy to one is not for another. What I've learned over the years is that when I'm 100% confident with who I am, that exudes outward and it attracts the same type of people in my life. And so, you know, if you're hiding from the grays because you are insecure about them, you know, you could ultimately end up attracting that into your life. I think everyone can make a decision for themselves on what they decide to do with their own hair, but I do think that, you know, growing your gray hair out, it gives you a different aura. It gives you a sense of confidence. It kind of gives you a regal type of, you know, look, because the average person is just not confident enough with themselves, because ultimately gray hair, it is you. And so I think there's something about becoming fully comfortable with that hair that exudes from the inside out, and people definitely pick up on that. I probably get approached about my hair at least once daily. I get a compliment about my hair at least once daily. And when my hair was colored black or dark brown, you know, people would comment on my hair, but a lot of times they didn't know whether it was real or not because of the length. Now people actually know because of the gray hair, you know. And I notice like young guys, a lot of times they will see me, but then they'll see my hair, and so they'll do a double take, like, okay, like, I see you, but like, I guess she's older, so she's definitely off limits. Obviously, I'm married. I've been approached by a lot of older men who see the gray hair and they say, why do you have gray hair? Because they can clearly see that, you know, I have a youthful appearance, and they feel like the gray does not match my appearance. So I'm fully aware that the gray is not the standard of beauty, you know, in our society. It's not currently the standard of beauty, but neither was natural hair, neither was brown skin, neither was, you know, a lot of different features that are now celebrated. So again, I'm not trying to be a trendsetter, but if that's what happens, if there becomes this gray hair movement and I become a part of it, then I'm open to that. But I did want to just share that I am not 100% comfortable and confident with it just yet. And I'm getting there. When I started YouTube, I was already like 3 years natural. So I was already into the rhythm, you know, I was already past the point of no return. The things that make you the most attractive, honestly, is probably your personality, like who you are really inside, how you carry yourself, and your confidence. And I don't mean arrogance, I mean confidence. The confidence that exudes from the inside out about who you are and why you do the things that you do. And that's not up for debate, whether you get a compliment or not, or whether, you know, what you do resonates with most people. This is not what most people would do with their hair at 40 years old. I'm pretty sure that this is a journey, that it's a process just like natural hair. I've been graying since I was like 19 or 20. I've had a couple gray strands here and there. They started here in this area. And I remember thinking, like, if I keep plucking these hairs, eventually one day I'm gonna be bald headed. No one could have ever told me that I would be letting my hair grow out at 40 years old. I would be letting it gray. I don't know. I'm interested in knowing why we put so much stock in what other people think about ourselves, why we subscribe to these social and societal norms about what beauty is, and is there something on the other side of not being fully confident that allows you to have some type of personal internal breakthrough to where you can never ever be made to feel like there's something about you physically that's inferior? I always kind of question whether there's something on the other side of fear, especially in regards to not really feeling attractive, because you attract what you are. And so if you're not fully confident in yourself, then you kind of always attract, you know, the same. I don't know. Maybe it's just hair. Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it. But those are some of the things that I think about when I'm pushing past a moment of weakness where I want to go and just color my hair. The texture of the hair at times feels more coarse, and it's more brittle and wiry, more dry. But I feel like, just like with my new growth that wasn't gray, as it gets longer, the texture will change. I really want to talk to you guys about how you can manage your gray hair, but the truth is, for a good 6 months of growing my gray out, I probably had my hair in a ponytail or a bun, covered in Eco Styler gel. A lot of the reason why my hair is not super dark, it's not as black as it was a year ago, is because I've washed my hair so much over the past 7 or 8 months since the pandemic happened. I pretty much stopped wearing my hair straight. Since I couldn't go to the salon, I was wearing my hair wavy or curly, and I wasn't blow drying my hair every day. I was pretty much letting it air dry, and I was pretty much slicking my edges down and wearing gel, you know, every single day. That can be very drying, number one, to wash your hair every single day, and then also to put the gel in your hair every single day. Yeah, we're in the same boat. If you are growing your gray hair out and you're not 100% sure about it, like, welcome to the club. Nice to meet you. See it? In the morning, they're sticking everywhere. Like, they're just going this way and that way. And I'm pretty sure someone is going to ask, like, what products are you using to manage your hair? And the truth is, I've been buying whatever has been on sale. Most of the household names, like Garnier Fructis, Moisture Rich, you know, nothing. I've never been a product junkie or a person that felt like products can transform your hair. And I know that could possibly be wrong, especially since now my hair will be fully natural. Not only will it be free of relaxer, but also free of color. Again, until I make a decision one way or another what I'm going to do. But here is one of the actual products that I've used in the past. I just bought this when I cut my hair. It's a Salon in a Bottle Root Touch Up, and I have the dark brown black noir color, and I use this. You can just literally spray it on your edges if you want to wear your hair back in a ponytail and you don't want your grays to show, or because most of my grays are here in the crown area, if I part my hair and my hair is down, then you see it, but it's not really like in your face like this. Like this is like, ooh girl, I see them grays. But honestly, like, I feel like since I've stopped wearing the gel on my edges and I've just started to naturally let my texture just be what it is, not use a ton of conditioning cream or a ton of product to just get these pieces to just be sleek and controlled, it's just looked a lot more flattering. Just in general, I see a lot of people manipulating their edges. Like, they shave them down, you know, they want to cover them up, they want to slick them back. The style is ruined if your edges aren't right. But I just think there's something about pushing past insecurity. And so maybe that's what this will be. You know, it'll just be an example of what happens when you push past like something that you may possibly be insecure about. Or maybe you'll be looking at me this time next year with a head of black dye covering it all up. I don't know if that's the type of hair video you guys wanted. I think a lot of people, when they see my hair, they want to know like how I'm growing my hair as long as I'm growing it. I really think these types of videos are important because, number one, there's like 1,000,001 videos on YouTube selling you something. So hopefully this is a little bit refreshing, that I'm not cramming products down your throat. But also to get you to understand, in my opinion, like, hair is so much more of an emotional journey than people actually think that it is. There are a ton of reasons why, especially in our community, due to the history that we have in this country. It's understandable why people are ashamed of their bushy edges. And if your edges are now bushy and they're gray, I can totally understand how your natural inclination would be to run and to cover and to hide those up with a box of dye or a rag, a silk scarf, a baseball cap. But I mean, I go out in public, I go into the stores and I see people, mostly our people, mostly Black women, literally 2 or 3 layers covered. They have silk scarf wrap, then they have another cap. They have the cap that they probably slept in. They have a hoodie on over that. They have a baseball cap. They have a wig. And again, there's nothing wrong with wigs. You know, sometimes people suffer with alopecia and other things that, you know, that put them in a position to where for them to feel normal, you know, that is what they've decided to do, and that is totally fine. You know, this isn't about hair shaming, calling out what one person does with their hair over another. This is only to get women to start to unpack the layers behind some of the beauty choices and decisions that we make. Like, I really feel like some of the choices and decisions are counterproductive. They're not actually getting you the result that you think that they are. So hopefully this video serves as an example, because I know there aren't many, especially in my age range. I'm 40 years old and none of my friends are wearing their hair gray. Like, they're plucking them or coloring them as soon as they come out. And a lot of my friends just don't have as much gray hair as I have at this age. You know, we all gray at different rates and at different ages. My husband has barely any gray hair, and there is a decent age gap between us. There are a lot of women, more than I've ever seen, walking around with 5 or 6 inches of gray new growth. Just consider going another year before you decide to color your hair. Ask yourself before you actually color your hair why you're actually coloring your hair. Just know before you make that decision that you're beautiful either way. I probably am not the channel that's going to pump a ton of products when it comes to your natural hair. It's never been my method to really show you a ton of, you know, styling techniques. There's a million, probably a billion at this point in one, you know, tutorials on actually how to style your hair. I don't really style my hair. You know, I just let my hair grow, and as I go throughout life and as I'm going through changes, I just try not to let my emotions control what I do with my hair. And sometimes I mess up because I think the condition that some of my hair is in now, it definitely does need to be nursed back to health. And so I will be trying out more products to come. Actually, we'll probably be doing some deep conditioners, some self-care, some pamper with me's. I do need to, you know, be more conscious of the health of my hair. I do feel like I can see the difference in, you know, the health of my hair between now and 3 years ago. I don't know if that is because of the heat damage that I put on my hair when I was getting married, or if it is just a combination of, you know, not deep conditioning properly, overwashing my hair, or if my hair needs to be nursed back to health. So you guys will be, if you tune in, then you guys will be here for that journey to see, you know, my hair transition. So this is frustration face. This is my 4th trip to the salon, my upcoming wedding, and this is the product. This is what my hair looks like after one night. I know I have grays and a bunch of colors going on, but I'm growing my grays out until about a week or 2 before the wedding. Then I'll get it colored because I don't want to have over-processed hair and have baby hairs that are gray. So I'm gonna attempt to wand curl it myself to see if I can just do this bad boy myself. I really did not want to do my own hair on my wedding day, but I've been to 4 places. 4 places. And it seems like the really good people who do wedding hair are booked. It's not, my hair isn't, it's not brittle. I don't have a bunch of split ends. The luster, like the shininess and the luster to my hair, I feel like it's a bit dull. Now, again, that could be color because I've washed my hair a ton in the past 6 or 7 months. And so I'm noticing now just that color has been stripped from all of the washing. Or it could be, you know, the fact that my hair just needs to be you know, revitalized, it needs to be conditioned to, or maybe it just has to be cut off, you know. But I've never been a big chop type of person. And so if that is the case, I'm most likely to just let it slowly grow out and to be trimmed over a long period of time versus doing a major cut. So some days I'm feeling good about my hair. I'm feeling like, I'm feeling you, girl. I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. Yes, honey, do that. Girl, you better do them grays, girl. And then some days I'm like, you know, you log on to Instagram and everybody's baby hairs be slicked down. They be having these lace fronts laid, and I be like, nobody's lace front. Nobody's asking for a closure with like these raccoon strips. Like, I'm wondering why nobody's asking for that. But then I have to say, you know, listen, number one, you can't worry about other people. Number two, you're beautiful. You're a queen. So are you. I don't care if it's the last thing I do. I'm gonna get these videos out to you guys. Like, I'm not gonna miss a day with this Vlogmas. Like, you guys deserve it, and it's to show appreciation for your long-term support. But I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Don't forget to tune in each day. I'm gonna be putting out a new Vlogmas video. So don't forget to come back tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 2. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Queen Cormie and Queens Wear Robes. And don't forget to check out my website, which is queenswearrobes.com. That is my passion project. Subscribe over there so that you guys can be alerted for our official launch date. Leave me a comment below. Like, ask me a question. Let me know what you want to see in the course of these next 23 days until Christmas. And any question you want to ask me below, let me know so that I can try to incorporate that into my Vlogmas series. Also, if you guys have any products that you feel help revitalize your hair after you had any type of heat damage, or you know, you felt like you had dried your hair out, then you know, leave those below. And if you recommend any special shampoos or conditioners for your gray hair, leave those below as well. I appreciate the love and support, and for you guys tuning in today, don't forget to tell a friend about my channel, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching, and like always, peace and God bless.